Yo, what is up, world, man? It's your boy, Jay Tuck. You are now tuned into the Jay Tuck Podcast, episode 2, man. And y'all like the first, man. Y'all love the first one, man. Salute to everyone who tuned in for the first episode with me and my guy, Vach, man. So we're going to keep the pressure up. We're going to continue to do this, man. And today, we got a real special guest, man. I'm a huge fan of battle rap. You know, some people get caught up in WrestleMania and wrestling. For me, my wrestling is battle rap. And this man was one of the forefathers, the founders of battle rap, had a very instrumental part and role in seeing some of the best battle rappers that we see today, man, and finding this talent. But he's also a boxing aficionado, man, so we're going to pick his brain about some boxing. The only problem is, y'all, he likes them punk-ass giants, man. He likes those punk-ass giants, man. So, yo, fam, let's give a warm welcome to my guy, Norbes. What's going on with you, bro?
What's good, my brother? What's good, Jay? You know, what's popping?
Man, chilling, bro. Chilling, man. So like I said, man, you a Giants fan. We going to talk about that later, man. But, you know what I'm saying? You were one of the anchors of battle rap, man. Had a huge role in what we see today. So I got to ask you this question, man. There's a lot going on right now. J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. And I saw this question on Twitter. Someone gets a big bag. Let's say big $1 million bag. We're going to put on an event. We got Drake on one side. We have Kendrick on one side. Madison Square Garden, 3 rounds, 3 minutes. Who you got your money on, bro? Who got your money on?
People are always gonna go in favor of the, if it's a judge battle, in favor of the quote unquote lyricist, right?
Right.
You said J. Cole, right?
No, I said Kendrick. You going Drake and because J. Cole friendly quit, bro. He friendly quit. He don't want no parts of it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of people base how great someone is as a rapper and lyric wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So off the rip, you're gonna say, yo, Kendrick, he's a better lyricist than Drake and this and that. But people gotta understand when it comes to the art of battle rap and the competitiveness of it, it's more than lyricism. And people are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's theatrics, it's bringing your words to life, it's understanding how to touch the crowd, how to control it. And there's a lot of different variations of great battlers that you see out there, and they possess different skill sets that allow them to be, you know, an all-around great battle rapper. Like, that's why not everybody can do it. Mm-hmm. You know, Kendrick can rap. He can definitely rap. But we've seen when these guys cross over, like a Joe Budden. Joe Budden is one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
Right.
When he battled Hollow, he sounded monotone and it just didn't have the respect factor for the culture, in my opinion, in order to really get there. And it's just something like, you know, anybody can shoot a basketball, right? But to get to the level of a Steph Curry, it takes repetition and it takes technique. It takes certain things. And it's kind of similar to battle rap. And what makes these guys special is it's not necessarily about your pen. You're performing to a crowd and engaging with them and trying to bring them in and corral them in with things they've never heard before. And when you have artists like a Kendrick and a Drake, they're used to performing stuff that everybody knows.
Right.
Everybody's there. And so it's one of those things where you don't have a team of writers. You don't have people that know your record. You're literally introducing something completely new to this audience that is expecting something of a high level.
Right.
And you know, I know you say who, it's not as simple as who I got. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because
right.
Drake is an underrated rapper. Like, Drake can go.
Man, and I try to explain that to so many people, and I think just because of his parents and some different things that kind of goes on with Drake, he's very underrated as a lyricist. I'm like, nah, Drake be saying some stuff, bro. And like, they don't understand that he came from that background of being a backpack racker, you know what I'm saying, when he on comeback season. So he could do it if he wants to. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, and to be honest, like, Drake has a background in the battle rap scene. Like, he's been following it for a long time. He came up with my man Bishop Brigante. In fact, they actually were a group at one point. I have a picture I wanted to put out one day of Drake in the group. It is hilarious.
Okay.
They look ridiculous. But Drake has been following it for a long time. But also with Kendrick, people don't know that he used to battle. He used to battle in LA. I think it was called I don't know, not the Shelter. The Shelter was Detroit. It was something else. Disaster knew who he was. And he was telling me about him. And, you know, that's
battled Charles Hamilton too, back in the day.
Something like that. I know he was known as K-Dot or whatever, and they both have that, but you elevate to what it is today as in terms of what it used to be, it's completely different, and it's more of a theatrical slash um, lyrical punch. Like it's different, man. Like I think battle rappers can be some of the best actors because you really have to become a different character
Right.
in front of people. Like the best actors, the DiCaprios, the Jack Nicholsons, they become a different person. And in battle rap, it's almost that. You know, you have to become a different type of person. Like if you ever watch like Hitman Holla, and I remember this performance, I forgot who he was battling. I think it was Hollow. And this I think it was Summer Madness like 1 or 2, I don't remember. And he says something and then stops, and the crowd stops with him. And he turns and says, and that's how you control a crowd. That right there, alone, not being a marksman of the pen, that alone is intimidating to see a crowd just literally be at the palm of your hand. So, you know, and that's the thing. You can be intricate, you can be a great writer, but in a battle, all of the elements come into one if you're going to win that battle. And, you know, it's tough for me. If I had to pick a rapper, I would probably go with Drake.
Drake, yeah, see?
Like Drake knows how to rock a crowd better than Kendrick. I think Drake has performed in front of like, 60, 50,000 people on a regular.
Right.
And he's a great performer. So I think on that situation, and Drake is funny, he's an actor. You know, he was on Degrassi, he does comedy skits. Those are elements in a battle that give you an advantage. Kendrick is not necessarily that.
Right.
He's a great rapper. But this man possesses a lot of great things. He may not be a better rapper, but he's definitely a better actor, a better performer. And with everything in total, he might just be the better battle rapper, in my opinion. So I'm going to say, you know, I'm sorry for everybody out there.
Yeah, that's where everybody gonna leave. Like, what you mean? Kendrick gonna smoke? I'm like, man, I think Drake would smoke Kendrick, man, because like all the things that you said, bro, it's like you can't just go up there and rap. And I think about someone who kind of reminds me of Kendrick, right? Is King Los. Like his first battle, like he was just putting out, it was just, but it wasn't no performance. Like he had to grow into that and like, okay, I gotta work the crowd. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, stop and pause and let them catch their breath a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and catch the bars. It's just like those things you're not gonna learn easily. But Drake being around battle rap for so long, he knows that, you know what I'm saying? That's that aura. You know, Goods is one of my favorites. You know, just that aura on stage to, you know what I'm saying? Just,
but you know what's crazy? You know the saying when they tell you teach me like you're trying to teach a 3-year-old kid or a 4-year-old kid, right? Battle rap is kind of like that because they don't know what you're going to do. So you have to kind of explain it to them in a way that they can, you know, understand it and take all that information and then to be able to enjoy it. Like, bro, you know how many battles I've been to? And that's why I say sometimes battle rap hands front. When Loaded Lux would say something, it would take me like 5 minutes to figure out. People just react just to react. They don't want to look stupid. And sometimes when you're as intricate as a Kendrick Lamar, you have to understand who you're facing. You know what I mean? Or the crowd that you're in, because they have to be able to digest what you're saying in order to enjoy it. So it's a lot more complex than just putting stuff together, you know, especially on a record, because a record you could just continue to play it. A battle is literally you're saying that for the first time to that individual. So you have to, you know, like you have to grab that attention. I think Drake is more so someone that can do that better than Kendrick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And you want to have it where you can digest it while you're there. Like if you have to go home and watch it 4 to 5 times, it's like, oh, okay, that's what Kendrick meant when he, you know what I'm saying? Like most people, they want to catch it right there in the building. And I feel like Drake is going to be straight to the point. Now, I've had this conversation. I'm going to ask you this. You're most, you know what I'm saying? You're going to know this better than anybody. When you've been around battle rap for so long, do you become numb to like normal lyricism, like the Kendricks, the J. Cole's, because you're around a Rum Nitty, you're around a Daylight, you're around a Lux, and you've seen this upper echelon of real lyricism to like the diss record that you heard from J. Cole and Kendrick? It's kind of like, okay, that's cool, but I feel like some people who don't watch battle rap, like they feel like this is the upper echelon. I'm just like, bro, like if you watch an event on a Saturday, these are very light bars compared to, you know what I'm saying, what we hearing as far as complexity is concerned.
Well, I'll tell you this. Being on a record is a talent on its own. And I feel like a lot of battlers don't translate on a record mode. You can fit more words into a bar when you're doing it a cappella.
Right.
But when you're going on a beat, it's a talent that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, there are lyricists that I'm a big fan of, like a Redman. He's my favorite ever.
Okay.
Like, in fact, I don't even get starstruck when I meet rappers. I met Redman and I couldn't even say nothing to him. And to this day, I've never been able
Reggie
to.
Noble.
You're my, like, literally. And
he goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie. Andre Frigo say he named Reggie first. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
And like, I separate music from battle rap because to me it's completely different. Even though they're doing, it's a war of words.
Right.
When you're battling on a record, you can use the record to help you, whether it's the melody, the hook, and then you can go.
Right.
That's why a lot of times, a lot of records, a lot of diss tracks are terrible because the beat sucks. You're not riding like when Drake did Back to Back, he was smoking Meek Mills, but the record was so fire. Right, it became a hit record.
Right, you was just jamming along to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this shit is crazy. And then Meek, I don't know what he was thinking, and it just didn't connect. So to me, I don't say I become numb to it because it's two different things that I'm looking for. When I go to a battle, it's like it's weird for me because I'm literally looking at every aspect of what's going on. When I'm listening to a record, it's like melody, well, this record, lyrics, what he's talking about. But when it's a battle, because I'm there, I'm looking for everything else. How he acts out this word, like that's why I say, like, if you watch a guy like Dot, like Dot is probably the greatest battle rapper to emphasize a word or act out a word.
The reach guy.
Like this, no, 100%. But like I remember one time he was like, what he said? He said, I got an 8-ball of crack. And he keeps his hand out like this, right? Shit look like a baseball. But like, you know what I'm saying? You're envisioning like that type of masterful stuff is crazy.
Right.
So to me, when I'm looking at a battle, I'm looking for stuff like that. When I'm looking at a great record, I'm looking for a beat, where they're going with it, the story behind it. So I don't get numb to it because there's so many different elements to a battle as opposed to a dope record. Now, I don't believe most MCs that rap that are musicians can translate to battle rap. That's just being 100% honest.
Right.
Ness is probably the best because he did have was able to put out a record with a group and still battle. I mean, maybe Cassidy as well.
Right, Cassidy.
But it's not that comparable because it's not a lot. Listen, those guys are scared to get on the battle stage.
Oh yeah, rightfully so. Yeah.
Oh, the money.
Nah.
Let's be real. Shit is embarrassing, especially when you're gonna lose to a lot of these guys where you feel like you're inferior to. There's like a segregation between battle rap and music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the music industry doesn't necessarily respect battle rappers. So and even when you listen to it, people, just because you like lyrics don't mean you're gonna watch battle rap. So you know, there's different elements as to why I like battle rap lyrics. Like I love Loaded Lux. Right. I watched Loaded Lux, no bullshit, Tuck. We was at Vlad, shout out to my man Vlad TV, right? He did an event and I watched Loaded Lux walk in the building. He's talking, hey, beloved. He talks fucking weird. That's actually how he talks. Like,
right. It's not fake, no facade. You know what I'm saying?
Handsome, how you doing, handsome? Like crazy. He's talking. The room is loud. There's a bunch of people, maybe a few hundred people in there, right? Loaded Lux walks up and taps the mic. Right? Taps it. The respect that he got, you can hear a pin drop. The bar, you can hear the cups being put down. Right? And it amazed me how much respect he had for this man as a lyricist, and he didn't even have a hit record out. Right. It was absolutely bonkers. So to me, like, you know, there's some guys like Loaded Lux. Man, Loaded Lux is that guy can just write. Right. But you know, it's a different ballgame, man. To be honest with you, so I don't know. I when I listen to music, it's music. You know what I mean? I like melodies. When I watch battle rap, it's more about theatrical stuff. Like I love actors. I love music. My favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio. So I can separate when I watch a battle rap from a record, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah, man, because I believe battle rappers over rappers are the best rappers in the world, man. For me to be able to write, you have to write something brand new, like case in point, right?
Yeah.
J. Cole did a show the other day. He forgot all his lyrics, and the crowd was trying to, bro, he would have got booed out the building on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he forgot every lyric, didn't know. Like the crowd's not going to sing along. They're going to boo you off the stage. Like, so you mentioned Lux. For me, my all-time GOAT is Daylight, you know what I'm saying? And so for me to hear that the Pie record with him and J. Cole, everybody's like, who is this? I'm like, man, that's Light. That's what he does. Like, and that probably wasn't Light's hardest bars, but people are just unfamiliar. So I was posting some I9 freestyles, you know what I'm saying?
You see the LA Leakers one?
Yeah, the LA Leakers, you know what I'm saying? I posted the surf, and when I was trying to explain to people, it's like there's people out here that can do the same things that get y'all really excited, but they're also doing something different. And it's funny you mentioned that. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's a good joke. But what makes it dope too is the passion when they're doing it. With Surf is like when he's like kind of like when he doesn't freestyle, the emotion behind it.
Right, you feel it, yeah, you feel it, you felt it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, like you mentioned, like that barrier between mainstream recording artists and battle rappers. Even as us content creators, it's kind of that barrier between mainstream media and YouTube content creators. Even in sports, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they look, you know what I'm saying, like we're beneath them. But when you really look at it and peel back that layer, it's like, bro, we doing some stuff that they can't do up there. It's the same thing I feel like with battle rappers. Like, bro, like line up whoever your favorite is. I guarantee you I can go grab Run Nitty right now and get him up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I can go grab, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something like, you know what I'm saying? Like B-Dot and, A-War, A-War is from here in Kansas City. Like to be able to, you mentioned Hitman Holler. Like the craziest thing that I always thought about Hitman Holler is to be like, stop, run that back. You know what I'm saying? Like me, bro, if you stop and pause me and want me to run back my rhymes in the middle of it on stage after I've been acting and doing remix, I'd be like, bro, I forgot everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I forgot everything. You know what I'm saying?
Man must lose like 20 pounds every battle.
Yeah.
How he maneuvers. But listen, the first time I seen Hitman live was Big T. We went out to St. Louis. This was the second event we did, right? And I remember after the first event, Miles was like, yo, we're doing an event called the Midwest Massacre. My man O for the street status, shout out to him. And Smack wasn't really in tune with a lot of the stuff. He was just, like this is the first time that we were actually making it into something that is more frequent. Like this was the primary focus, right? And so we get out there and Hitman. And he finally, when I watched him battle against Big T, and you guys can watch that battle, it's insane. The way Hitman is just moving, and I'm just like, and even Big T with the shalaka boo,
right,
boo, boo, with me, like it's just like, oh, hold on, like this is different,
right?
And to see Hitman progress and progress, and I mean, it's special, man. Like, it's one of those things where, it should be celebrated more in hip hop.
It really should. It really needs to be on the forefront, man. Salute to Jared McCoy and so many others. Like because when I see it, man, I watch it religiously, man. Salute to my brother, Vada Fly, man. I'm always watching. When I'm not watching football film, I'm watching recaps on battles because I just love the talent. And I used to rap back in the day, though. I used to do a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a crazy funny story, man. I used to be in the same ciphers as A-War. You know what I'm saying? So I know A-War from back in the day, man. There's probably some footage out there. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see A-War from the beginning, and it's crazy to see what he is today. You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought that he'd be battling Tay-Rock here in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's
he is.
Yeah, him and Rock. So, but it's like crazy to see the talent that's out there, and people don't know how difficult it really is, man. So salute to all the battle rappers. But here's the question:
a lot of pressure too, man.
It's a lot of pressure. If you could lose one matchup and just be done, you know what I'm saying, or get embarrassed, or your stock drops, and there's everybody watching you, and the stage, the lights. It might not even be you, bro. It might just be your mic issues. You know what I'm saying? You might be in your bag, and as soon as you get up in your bag, hello, check. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can't hear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. now you gotta build that momentum back.
Summer Madness 1, I feel like they should have called it like the Massacre, because in Summer Madness 1, if you guys recall, like people were getting smoked, and I remember watching Tech 9 battle Young Miles and literally obliterate him. And I watched Calico do the same to Math, and bro, like you see them just like shrinking
Right.
in front of you, and it's a lot of pressure, man.
Right.
And listen,
that's
after
when
that
they
battle,
start. Give me the water. Give me the water. You'll say, "Give me the water."
that's the best line ever. Give me water. Hold on. It's just so funny because, you know, and people think it's 9 minutes. Like, oh, he's supposed to do 3-minute rounds. These guys are going sometimes for like, bro. I think Mook had like a 25-minute round.
Right. Yeah, and not miss
How do you
miss a
remember
word.
that?
Not miss a word.
Like that's absolutely insane.
So I remember Mook versus Verb. I'm just like, bro, are we done? You know what I'm saying?
Word, like,
yeah.
He just kept going, and it's just one of the things where you have to take your hat off to them. Like, it's just like, dude, like, you're doing it live. And then a lot of them are doing stuff on the spot. Like,
Right.
Ill Will is one of the greatest at improvising, and
Right.
Switch Hollow does the same. Like it's not normal. You have to have some type of Rain Man in you in order to be able to do those type of things, to change on the spot the way A-Ward is able to flip what you said about him,
right,
and you know, with everybody going crazy off of the other guy, you're trying to take that. It is absolutely
right,
amazing what these guys can actually do.
Yeah, it is. So for you kind of seen it from the start. How do you think that the future of battle rap is going to look like? Do you ever see it breaking through where you're seeing it, you know, big sponsors like Prime come in and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just at that level. Like, I always could compare it to like esports, right? Esports just kind of broke through and now you see it everywhere. Do you think battle rap can ever break through that barrier? Because it feels like as of right now, it's kind of just hitting that ceiling where it's like, okay, where do we go from here?
To be honest with you, I feel as if it's due to different reasons. I feel like it did get an opportunity and it just wasn't capitalized. And that's what I could say in regards to that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe in the current state that it will? Absolutely not, because battle rap, although it is entertaining, in order to bring in new fans, you have to make it exciting to where they can watch it. Like, for instance, with boxing, right?
Right.
Like when you know, people love Floyd Mayweather, people love what he, you know, his undefeated streak, but people also tend to forget at the end of his career, he was putting people to sleep, literally. Like, it wasn't great fights. And now if you're a common fan, or and people start fighting like that, right? You know, you don't gain new fans, and that's the problem that Amazon is going to have now, trying to move forward to get those casuals.
Right.
And I think with battle rap, it's confusing to a lot of people. And so a lot of times it's long as hell. Like,
right. Oh yeah. Man, it'll take a whole Saturday, bro. You be in there at 1 o'clock, you get your drinks out and everything ready. It'd be like midnight.
in order for it to go to the next level, a lot of things have to change. Certain people, like, I know exactly what it would have to happen for it in order to propel to the next level. But it's gonna have to take a willingness, and you know, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And I think that's not just one organization. I feel like it's all of them.
Right.
They're doing the same exact thing. There's no
same model.
Like, you can't be like, yo, who's the, like right now? You be like, yo, who's the champion at 168? Oh, we got Canelo Alvarez. Oh, who's the champion at 147? Oh, we got Boots. You can't do that in battle rap.
Right.
And I think that is one of the biggest issues and one of the biggest obstacles that battle rap is going to face. And also, we're in a culture where it's the cancel culture. Where in battle rap, you know, it's a lot of things said that will get you canceled. So it's a balance between the two of how to make it more interesting. But again, all of that can happen if it's done correctly and people are able, or the people that are, or whoever comes into this game, whether it be an RBE or Smack or even Remy or whatever, are able to do something different in order to bring in the casuals. Because if you're not growing and you're still at the same level, you're not going to attract those major companies. And I think it can, but as of right now, I would say no. But it would take somebody to come in order to make it happen, and a lot of change. Yeah,
and one thing I think that's missing from battle rap, there's no like true wins or losses anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm a Geechee Gotti fan, or you're a, you know, Easy to Block captain, I can make a case for my guy winning just because I want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you don't have that same feel like you have when your Giants are constantly losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and transition over to your Giants, bro. What's up with your Giants, man? Y'all got a pick coming up here. Where do you think is going to happen this offseason and when y'all head this draft?
Before we get into that, let me get into how I ended up being friends with this Cowboy. Well, I look at a tweet from my man Vitafly, and I see a name Jay Tuck.
Ah,
And you know what I thought to myself? I said, "Holy
Super Bowl
crap,
champion.
Justin Tuck is a fan of mine." So I go, and I'm like, "Yo," I inbox. I'm like, "Yo, man," and he's like, and then I get a response back, and it's like, "I think you got the wrong guy," and I'm like,
Good.
wow. So it wasn't intentional. Okay?
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, fate kind of just happens. A funny story about Justin Tuck, man. So always coming up, I would Google J Tuck, and he was just always up there, like up there first, man. I'm like, man, I want to be first one day. Well, the other day we was on the live stream, like, man, type me in Google. Who's the number one J Tuck that comes up right now? It's me. You know what I'm saying? So but it's crazy. There's people who often confuse me for Justin Tuck from the Giants. Like I get people like, why the hell are you a Cowboys fan? You won Super Bowls with the Giants, and what do you know about the Cowboys? You're a Giants. I'm just like, bro, like we don't look alike. I remember I was in Miami and I had my J Tuck shirt on, you know what I'm saying, with the big ass Cowboy star on the back. You know what I'm saying? Like just my little merchandise. Few people came over me. Bro, I got to ask you a question. I was like, yeah, what's going on? Are you Jay Tuck? And I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm Jay Tuck. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh my. So a crowd of people came over to me and my brother, like, yo, this is Jay Tuck. And I was like, all right, what's going on? Like, man, we all Giants fans. We from New York. I'm like, no, bro, not that one.
Giants fan don't recognize.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even close to his size. All they saw was Jay Tuck on the front of my T-shirt, and they thought I was Justin Tuck. I'm just like, sorry to let y'all down. I showed them the back of my shirt, like, y'all see the star on the back. You know what I'm saying? So you're not the first one, man, but it happens, man. But yeah, speaking of your Giants, man, how are you feeling like what happened after last season? Because y'all had a little playoff win. It kind of was optimistic coming to this season. Cowboys kind of ended that week one. You know what I'm saying? So how was you feeling, about last season where you guys are headed?
Well, I'll say this first and foremost. Cowboys usually start off against us and cream us. In fact, in 2007, they beat us by 35 points, but we won the Super Bowl. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out.
Hey, I like when we play the Giants because I need a little extra bye week in week one so we can get warm up. You know what I'm saying? Especially this year, the way my Cowboys have been handling this all season, doing absolutely nothing. I could use another Giants bye week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come to Dallas. Just saying, get a little.
Let me get into how I feel, Mr. Tuck. So we get Brian Dable, right? I'm excited. We get a new GM. Everybody. And this is the one thing I hate about New York media. New York Giant fans. I cannot stand New York Giants fans. Shout out to my guy, License Plate Guy. He's probably the truest Giant fan that I know. But over the last few years, this probably since Ernie Accorsi left in 2007, and people are like, what are you talking about? We won the Super Bowl 2007 and 2011. Our drafts have been absolute dog shit, to be honest with you.
Facts.
And this is my opinion. You guys can hate Eli Manning all you want, right? Hate him all you want. But he should have another 2 Super Bowls. In 2008, we should have went back-to-back. Plaxico decides to shoot himself in the back. We don't draft well for years. I don't remember the last third-round pick that was great, right? We Tom Coughlin, we waste him for years. We end up going and getting I forgot his goddamn name, whatever. And then we hired Joe Judge. I'm just sitting here. First of all, this is just a span. I just want to go.
Go ahead, Vit, man. Get it out, man. Get it out.
We don't hire Steve Spagnuolo, right? Who we interviewed and said, no, let's not let him go. Let's go hire Joe Judge, who's arguably the greatest defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL. Right, only defensive coordinator to have 4 Super Bowls. Right, I'm just gonna put out facts. Right? We go get Brian Dable. Now, Gettleman drafts Daniel Jones, rookie year, 12 games, throws 24 touchdowns, 12 picks, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Right, I'm like, yo, this kid's pretty good. We go get the Dallas Cowboy backup quarterback / head coach. Jason and purposely ruins them for the next few years.
Yeah, good job. Good job. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sitting here. I'm like, how does he go from 24 touchdowns to this guy coming here?
The clapper, man. The clapper.
Finally, we get Brian Dable, right? Brian Dable comes in, right? This is the year before last. We got Mike Kafka. We got Wink Martindale. We're playing. We're balling. But to me, they're kind of minimizing a lot of or simplifying the game for Daniel Jones, right? Maybe trying to build his confidence back, right? We get to the playoffs. Daniel has a pretty good year, 15 touchdowns. I think it was like 7 rushing or something like that. 5 picks. Not lights out numbers,
Right.
but okay, we didn't have weapons. Now, I'm excited. Even though our defense is giving up big plays, I like aggressive defense. We're ranked at the bottom. We overachieved. We won a playoff game. We played a terrible Minnesota defense.
Mm-hmm.
We walk into the season. I really like Brian Daboll. Daniel Jones, to me, and this is my personal opinion, I think Daniel Jones has talent. But it seemed like when we went and got Darren Waller, the expectations went high.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like in the first 4 games that he was starting, he was trying to do way too much and wasn't even reading the defense. And I felt like he was pressing, holding on to the ball too long, trying to make a big play, and just completely forgot what got him there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the pressure got to him to the point to where he just looked like dog shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think it's something, and that's why people have this big debate of should we draft the quarterback or should we not?
Yeah.
Whatever, right? And to me, it's like, it's tough because I've seen Daniel throw 24 touchdowns. Then the Dallas Cowboys ruin him, right? And then then he's pressing. But I'm tired of the excuses. The fact that our backup quarterback was definitely running our offense better.
Right. Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, Tommy.
Man, his uncle was his uncle as his agent, man.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
man. I met him at the Super Bowl, bro. Like he's still living off that 15 minutes.
100%. He'll probably get a couple more jobs.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, easily.
But it was discouraging, but the injuries made it worse for me. When he has 2 neck injuries, serious neck injuries, and he blows out the MCL. And you go into the offseason. I love our coach. I do love Brian Daboll. Wink Martindale leaves, whatever. I'm not disappointed at that. Now we're at the draft, right? And my biggest thing is this. If we are going to draft a quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we going to give Daniel a weapon
Mm-hmm.
and draft a quarterback in the 2nd round, which I think is going to be more likely situation at this point. We signed Daniel to that big contract.
Right.
We kind of got to give him another year. But, if you go top 6 at a quarterback, there is no other year from. So it's one of them things where, as a Giant fan, I just want to win. I don't want to be a franchise that hasn't won a Super Bowl since 1995 or won 2 playoff games or fumbled a field goal to lose games. Like, I don't want to be that franchise.
Or that beat y'all at 40-0 week 1. You don't want to be one. You don't want to be one of them franchises, man. We dog walk y'all. Blame it on the rain. You know what I'm saying? We dog walk y'all boys in the rain, and y'all had big expectations, man. Because I was supposed to link up with my dog Vada out there for the game in New York, man. Them tickets was expensive. Didn't y'all white out the stadium? Y'all were all white. Y'all was excited to kick off this season versus the Dallas Cowboys. And he just walked out there with a little 40 burger in the rain. It's nothing too major. And I want to do it again this year, man. Come on. NFL, if y'all listening, Cowboys, Giants, AT&T Stadium week 1. I need that bye week.
You know what's crazy, though? We always seem to lose to Dallas in the regular season until we make them in the playoffs. But it is what it is. But, I mean, I'm confused as a Giant fan. Like, I don't want to move on from Daniel Jones out of pride, right? Because it's like, now you're starting back over, right? But is it necessary? It's possible. But are we going to be left with, do we do everything for him? So it's just one of them things where I'm confused at this point. Do we go after Marvin Harrison Jr.? Do we go and hopefully get a Bo Nix in the 2nd round and maybe get Neighbors, even though Neighbors had the worst interview I've ever seen in my life, speaking about the Giants. But, it's tough, man. I just want to win.
Yeah.
I just want to win.
That's where we all at, man. If it's me personally, and I'm trying to help the Giants, I would remain from not going with the quarterback and go and getting a talented wide receiver. I feel like if you go get a Neighbors or from Marvin Harrison was to slide to you, I feel like that will give you a boost. Because I feel like Daniel Jones is enough to keep you guys competitive. Could he lead you all the way to the Super Bowl? Probably not, but I feel like he's enough. And then you can kind of get a guy in the later rounds, maybe the third round. So maybe you wouldn't got like a Michael Penix Jr. in the second or something like that. Yeah. Then you kind of have him in the wings waiting. But I'm not trying to help y'all, man. So I don't want to say, I'm not trying to help y'all, bro. So
yeah. We like to win. You know what I mean? Jerry Jones hasn't won since he was marching somewhere in the 60s. You know what I mean? I mean, since you did the most dumb thing and get rid of Jimmy Johnson. Like, let's be real.
It was
absolutely retarded.
It was, man. It's this ego, and we're still dealing with it today, to be honest with you, because it's not Jimmy Johnson to switch the names. Now it's Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? So now they're playing games with Dak. Rumors starting to circulate they could trade him before the draft, possibly to the Raiders. I doubt that happens, but he's on the last year of his deal. No talks of an extension. So you're playing games because, like I said, if you go into the market and Dak Prescott's a free agent, he's going tomorrow. He's not coming back to Dallas.
100%.
And the Cowboys feel like they are just this masterminds when it comes to roster build. They can just find another Dak Prescott tomorrow when we know that's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. You guys forgot that a Super Bowl Hall of Famer coach brought you guys back to life. What was his name again?
Which one?
You don't remember? When you guys were absolute dog shit and Bill Parcells.
Oh, Bill Parcells. Yeah. Bill Parcells. Yeah, I was going to say. I was going to say, no. I always felt like Bill Parcells was the quarterback to possibly lead us back to glory and getting the Super Bowl. But what happened? Old man Jerry came down. Parcells wasn't a fan of T.O. Nope, you're going to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just this micromanager that's always in the way. And here's for a lot of people to understand, and possibly Giants fans, it's no longer Jerry, right? Jerry's just the mascot. It's his son, Steven. His son, Steven, is worse than he was. And now that he's kind of in full control, because he don't spend no money. At least Jerry used to spend money. Steven won't spend no money. So that's why y'all sitting back saying, damn, the Cowboys have only signed one outside acquisition, all free agency.
Because you got to think about it, too. I mean, Dak is going to make, top 3, top 5 money. I mean, the guy's numbers are amazing. Even though he hasn't won playoff games, there's a reason you traded for that young kid. You know, right? They
for Trey Lance. Yeah. But
Trey Lance.
But what I tell people, it's the Joneses' fault because they franchise tagged Dak twice. You know what I'm saying? You could have got him signed before Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? You could have got him signed before Jared Goff. Y'all played with this money and kept kicking it downhill. Y'all signed Ezekiel Elliott. No knock to Zeke. Love him. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? But you signed Jalen Smith. So you took, you know what I'm saying, priority over signing your quarterback, all these other players. So that by the time that Dak got his money, it was the 2021 NFL season when you drafted him in 2016. And then now what you're doing, you're kicking it downhill once again. There's a no trade clause. You can't franchise tag him. So pretty much Dak has all the leverage, and I'm not sure how the Dallas Cowboys are going to play it. So it's going to be interesting to see. So I would be confident talking about punching on your Giants, bro. But honestly, I don't know what they're playing. We're kind of in a semi rebuild.
We signed our guys back. We signed the sexy Dexy.
Right.
You know, we got Brian Burns. You know, we signed Andrew Thomas. You guys are going to have a problem signing CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and who I believe will be a future Giant, Micah Parsons. So I'm just saying, you guys, Micah's going to ask for about $35 million.
Oh yeah, he's going to break the bank, man. We saw what Josh Allen just got, you know what I'm saying, and Jack. So Micah's going to break the bank. You know, I actually just got off a show with his brother, man. But you know, yeah, we got some big deals to sign. But here's the crazy part. Tell me, does this happen with you guys? Because maybe this is the Cowboys thing. When it's time for players to get paid in New York, is there like smear campaigns? Because New York media is like the roughest media market. But for some reason with us, anytime a player's up for contract, it's a smear campaign in the media. And, you know, does that happen in New York?
You know, I'll say this. In regards to signing players, I feel like outside of the Odell, I think Odell kind of sabotaged his situation. They still gave him the deal.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing interviews with Lil Wayne and talking about the GOAT, Eli Manning, and not, you know what I mean?
Right.
But for the most part, I don't really see it like that. Like, I feel like we try to pay our guys.
Must be nice.
You know what I mean? I've never really seen them drag a player. And, just look, guys like Michael Strahan, Eli Manning, they're all over the TV. I mean, they love us. even Tiki Barber. So I don't think we don't really chill out. I think we really try to sign them when we have the opportunity. We did give Odell the money even after all that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just feel like when it comes to our guys, you know, I don't think we appreciate them or do as much. And that's why I said I feel like, especially for Eli Manning, and I love Eli to death, man.
Yeah.
He's probably my second favorite Giant player of all time, right? But I feel like organizational wise, we don't give our players enough to become what they should become, right?
Mhm.
Like Odell should have never left the Giants. We should have had enough people around and a coaching staff. Like, you know, we should have never got rid of Tom. We forced Tom Coughlin out. He won 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
It's not Coughlin. We have a shitty GM.
Right.
How do we get rid of Tom Coughlin? He should have been the vice president of operations or something else. He won 2 Super Bowls. Why is he being pushed out? Oh, he lost it. No, he didn't forget how to coach. The game didn't pass him. People tend to forget in 2011, Eli threw almost 5,000 yards.
Right.
Like, I mean, the guy
ego,
knows
man.
receiver.
It's that ego. Ego with these owners, and they make these stupid decisions. And unfortunately, we are constantly dealing with it. Huh?
Hiring Joe Judge?
Mm-hmm.
You interviewed Steve Spagnuolo, who we love. Bro, I love the guy.
Right.
And you hired Joe Judge.
Wasn't he like
out of nowhere?
Yeah. Wasn't like a special teams coach or something?
He was. And all I kept hearing was, well, Jim Harbaugh was too, and I'm sitting there like, bro, Jim Harbaugh was a leader at quarterback, right?
Right.
I don't even know nothing about Joe Judge.
Joe Judge and Jason Garrett, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So you got a little taste. You also had what was the offensive line coach that Mark Colombo? Didn't he punch somebody?
He got fired. It was last
year. Yeah. You'll say the Cowboys players came to New York acting a fool, man.
Bro, it's sickening. And honestly, like I said, the one thing I will say, Cowboy fans are loyal. They travel. The Giant fans are terrible.
Right? Well, we'll see how this is, because this year, whatever happened in Green Bay in that playoff loss has broken the foundation of this fan base, and I can't repair it, man. Like, Cowboys fans are out. We don't want to hear nothing. Like, normally when I do draft videos, I have like 2,000, 3,000 people watching, man. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear nothing about what I got to say right now, because all they're saying, like, I don't care until we get to the playoffs, which is, I understand, because I felt like this year, yeah, but we're spoiled, but we're not spoiled, because like we've been just winning, like we're just used to winning, you know. So it's not like that's the case, right? But I just think that the expectation is, when are you finally going to break through? And that's the huge question marks. I mean, I think everything properly aligned this year. Like, okay, Philly fell off a cliff somehow. We win the division. We have home field advantage. We wanted to play San Francisco into the NFC Championship. Dak Prescott in the offense and the defense is humming at home. Like, everything is lining up. And the Packers said, nah. You know what I'm saying? That hurt. That Packers loss hurt.
What is it, though? I mean, you guys are talented. Your roster's talented. What do you think it is? I mean, Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl before. I mean, what is it with you guys? What do you think it is? I mean,
yeah.
Parsons, savage. He's arguably the best defensive player in the league. Arguably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stop comparing him to the GOAT, LT. But, you know, he's a baller.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, I just don't understand. You got a good offense. At one point, you had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what the hell happened after that. I mean, you guys have had talent. I mean, to me, it's clearly got to be coaching.
See, I don't think it's coaching. And I just had an interview with the player Wanye Thomas. He kind of talked about I think it's the culture, right? Because the culture, and that's why I kind of asked Gerald yesterday on y'all's show, like, you know, saying, what was the culture like? And like you were saying, like, everything's kind of just handed to them. You know what I'm saying? They really don't have to earn anything. Like, as soon as whoever we draft here in a few weeks, jerseys are selling off the raft. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have that toughness to kind of prove your point. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, say for instance, you're a linebacker and you play for the Cincinnati Bengals. You might have a better, you know what I'm saying, season than Micah Parsons, but everyone's talking about Micah Parsons because he plays for the Cowboys. And so you kind of have to fight for your name, fight for your reputation. And what I think happens is we get to the playoffs, and what does the whole world say? Oh, here we go. And so it's just magnified on the Cowboys, and they're not really just business as usual. You know what I'm saying? So they tense up, They try to do things that's outside of themselves and they get caught off guard. So I think the thing that's going to need to change is you're going to need a coach that can hold them accountable throughout the entirety of the season. That's just why I feel like Bill Parcells was that kind of guy. They'd be like, nah, y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let y'all know there was players having post-game parties, Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl parties, but playoff parties, all flyers, everything before we even played Green Bay. So shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were already just spilling like you was going to just get the win. You already had club flyers floating around town, meet us here after the Cowboys win. Like, so it's those stupid things, because what's going to happen if we get off to be even 5-0, our owner's going to come downstairs. He's going to get on this radio station and say, hey, I feel like this is going to be a Super Bowl, instead of just taking it 1 week, one game at a time.
But I think that does come down to coaching. And this is why. You're supposed to reel them into reality, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something that I loved about Tom Coughlin. People hated him. A lot of people, oh, he's too tough on the players. He's this and that. And I'm sitting there like, no. I mean, he's paid to win. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a receiving core, right? Think about this for a second. Since Tom Coughlin left, he knew receivers. He knew what to expect out of them. Right. He knew what to expect out of Eli. Brought out the best out of him. And to me, you have to hold players accountable. Like, mm-hmm. People are like, oh, Brian Dable, he's just too hard on the players. I'm like, dude, you're getting paid a lot of money,
right,
to win. These guys don't have the liberty of having 5-6 years, to be considered a bust. Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones has had his 6th, 7th year to say if he's a bust or not. Coaches, I mean, could be fired in a year or two. And to me, as a coach, you should be able to. You have to be able to hold those players responsible. Well, there should be no party. There should be none of this stuff going on when the season. There's supposed to be business as usual.
You should, right? But you have someone above your coach that's always overstepping your coach. You have an owner that's in the coaches' meetings. You know what I'm saying? So, like, say for instance, like Bill Parcells, I don't want T.O. Your owner comes down and says, nope, he's staying on the roster. Yeah. So how can I control it? If Mike McCarthy says, know what, I want to keep Amari Cooper, hell no. And Jerry Jones is like, nope, I don't like his attitude. We're getting rid of him. Who wins? Like you mentioned Trey Lance, right? Like when Jerry Jones spoke about the trade that he traded a 4th round pick for Trey Lance, it was like, okay, did you talk to Mike McCarthy? Did you talk to your scouts? Did you talk to anybody before you made the decision? He said, nope, I'm the owner. So he just went upstairs and to say, you know what, I'm going to go trade a 4th round pick and get a quarterback. And then he talked to the coach after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those types of things is where I'm talking about culture. Now, yeah, I think for a coaching standpoint in the game, in-game decisions and, being able to keep your team loose, like that's on the coach. But just throughout the entirety of the season, when you have this organization always all in your videos, all, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot to overcome. That's what I was talking about with Gerald yesterday. Like literally, bro, when you go to practice, I can go watch their practice as just a fan. I can go watch them work out. I can go watch them eat in the cafeteria. If I pay $65, we can go watch right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just this country clubbish mentality environment that I just think that needs to change. But I think why Cowboys fans find that frustrating, because Jerry and Stephen Jones ain't going no damn where, man. So that's just the problem.
It's funny because I had a lot of friends that played when Coughlin was there and when he was ended up getting fired or stepping down. And he really held people accountable. Like, it was crazy.
Right.
Like, that 5-minute rule was real. Like, you gotta be, but I think you need things like that. I mean, I know people like, oh, they're grown men and this and that. I get it, but there's certain things that these guys have to do, and your owner should not be playing, like you said, all in front of the camera.
Right.
He should be doing that. And listen, our owner doesn't do that. I get it. I feel like in our situation, it's just we've had. Listen, Jerry Reese was a terrible GM. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ernie Accorsi was phenomenal.
See, you guys have a GM. We don't have that. We don't have a GM.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, listen,
the owner is the GM.
When you build a company, like even when I was doing the URL, we were owners, just 4 of us. When it came to personnel, nobody questioned it.
Right.
Period.
Right.
This is something that I'm exceptional at. You're in a position, Jerry, where you're hiring people to do things, but dog, why are you the GM?
The owner and the GM and the president of the, like have you ever seen like Jerry Jones when he comes out and they put like his lower third, owner, GM, president, Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying?
That's insane. And to me, like, you know, a GM is extremely important, man.
Right.
You need that. And you got to have the respect of your coach.
Right.
You got to hire a guy. And that's what I said, like, Bill, when you guys had Bill Parcells and even Jimmy Johnson, bro, you had Jimmy Johnson's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
You guys, listen, you guys won a third Super Bowl. They should have went to Jimmy Johnson. Even
Right.
though Barry Switzer won the Super Bowl,
Right.
let's be honest, that was
Jimmy
pretty
Johnson's
much
right.
Jimmy.
Right.
I mean, you guys could have won a few more.
Right.
Jimmy was phenomenal, but and then you go get a guy that's probably worse than Jimmy in terms of wanting to be in control and Bill Parcells,
right?
And you still do the same thing, and yeah, I would definitely have a problem with that. But you know, I feel like these positions are there for a reason. You got to always have the checks and balances: the GM, the scout, the assistant GMs, the head coaches. You have to have those things in check, and you know, it's an ego thing. You know?
That's what it is.
You have to hire somebody you trust, and I think when you have that ego, Jerry Jones or his son feel like they know more. And why are we going to pay this GM? Or I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's ego. It's ego, man. Because when the Rams won the Super Bowl, Stephen Jones was asked about their philosophy of being aggressive and trading picks, and he said, "I just don't think that's the optimum way of winning." After the Rams just won the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But man, my guy Norbes, man, I gotta let you know something. Let you know a little secret, bro. Yeah. You are a boxing aficionado, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are now going to be a part of this show, man. So when I get these boxers on, man, I'm gonna call you up, bro, to bring these, you know, saying to answer these questions for these boxers. Because I know boxing, right? I know boxing, but I don't know boxing, the history, the lessons. Because I be doing so much with football, man. It's like you are going to be my boxing guy. But you mentioned it kind of earlier, man. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gonna rock, man. I got a few boxers lined up, man. But like you said it earlier, right? Battle rap, but also boxing. How do you think boxing get to that, back to what we kind of knew growing up? Because right now, I feel like it's a very small niche sport because it's not those mega fights. It's not those big names. Like we know, you know, the Bud Crawfords and, you know what I'm saying, like those types of people. But the average person on Twitter, they have no idea where the biggest fight that everyone's looking forward to is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? So, but how can we get back to just like that real boxing when boxing's at the forefront when it comes to the sports world?
Well, remember, boxing was probably the biggest sport, like when the 60s, 70s, 80s, when you had the Muhammad Ali's, the George Foreman's, you know, stuff like that. And that was actually the number one sport. I feel like the NFL, the Shield, the NBA they had their run, they ended up taking it over. But the difference is boxing is kind of independent. There's a bunch of independent entities competing against each other, whether they're top rank or, you know, it's just weird. Like, Bud Crawford was a top rank so long, he didn't get, bro, he's like about 37. He had his biggest fight. Oh, he's 36. Had his biggest fight recently against Errol Spence.
Right.
At 36, 35 years old.
Right.
And, you know, they don't have, like the NFL has the Fox or the $1 billion TV deals. It's a lot different. You know what I mean? But I believe that boxing can get there. But I feel like the boxers are going to have to start moving similar to how in hip-hop rappers stop relying on the labels. And what I mean by that is the internet. If you think about it, the labels had a control. They put out who they wanted to put out. That's similar to what the boxers are doing now.
Right.
Or if they have somebody that they believe is priority, they're going to push them, and everybody else is going to kind of just fall into line because they got Virgil Ortiz or they got Teofimo Lopez or they got these guys that are priority because they want to sell tickets. So these guys are sitting back trying to get a buzz. Right. And I feel like you have to take the Rolly Romero approach. And people,
salute to my guy Rolly, man.
the best. Rolly, I love you to death. I don't think you're the best boxer, but I love the guy.
Yeah, great guy, man. My heart went out for him.
Yeah, Rolly, 100%. Rolly took his opportunity with Javante Davis and understood social media. Guys, the music industry was the same way. When you didn't need drug money and to buy CDs and all that stuff, and YouTube turned it over, and then the download streams and the Instagrams and all that, you guys have all of that there. You guys have to learn to market yourself. And I think that's where boxing or boxers have to go. And I think follow with Devin Haney. He's pretty much independent. Him and his dad.
Right.
Building up, doing what they're doing, getting the big fights. You have to utilize that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think boxing can become that if the boxers stop relying on these organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that's major. I mean, there's more professional boxers in the world than there is probably combined in any sport.
Right.
I don't know all the
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, you know, boxers have to understand that they have to self-promote and
Right.
not wait for Golden Boy or Top Rank or
Mm-hmm.
whoever it is to push them. But boxing still has the biggest events. I mean, UFC, of course, is whatever, but
Right.
you know, still Canelo Alvarez versus whoever, or Tyson Fury versus Usyk is going to always be bigger.
Right.
But to me, you have to utilize independence.
Mm-hmm.
Be independent, and boxing can get there because you're never going to get all the fights. Because at the same time, if Top Rank doesn't want to work with this,
Right.
or PBC doesn't want to work with the Zone or whatever, you're not going to get those fighters if he signed a PBC and he signed there.
Right.
So, to me, the independent wave is the best way for these individuals, and just using them as long as they can and putting themselves out there. Listen, Rolly's a millionaire, and Rolly's not a real. He's not a real fighter, but he's not a champion. He's not somebody that is as decorated as these guys, but he's making more money than most champions that are out there. So,
right. Yeah, and I agree, man, because even you kind of mentioned like the Haney Garcia fight, and I think they kind of posted the tickets are kind of down, but it's just like at least you're kind of interested because of the back and forth on social media, you know. And a person that, you know, I was a fan of him. I mean, he's been at numerous battle raps. It was Adrian Bronner. Like, you were just glued to Adrian Bronner's personality because there was always something going on, so you wanted to see him fight, win or lose. So it's like you just don't get that anymore. I feel like if there's going to be anyone that can kind of push it to the next level, would be Tank Davis, but he's not that flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just
but you know what? Just like the bomb in the NFL or the home run in baseball, he holds something that everybody wants to see, and it's knocking motherfuckers out.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
So
and that's the problem with Shakur Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
Shakur doesn't, you know, in boxing, unless you're a purist, you're not gonna love Shakur Stevenson.
Right.
And Gervonta Davis continues to knock people out, and people want to see that.
Right.
That's what it is. And that's how you get casuals in there. And I think that's why when what do they call, not Google, what do they call? I forgot the name. Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon get into the game.
Yeah.
Their first card was crazy with Tim Tszyu.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Fedor, Sebastian Fedor. Yeah.
Fedor, like that's how you wanted to see. This is how you want to see boxing. If I turn on boxing the first time and I see this and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to watch. Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see Tim Tszyu bloodied all up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a nasty, grimy fight. You know, I'm not even sure how the numbers went off of it, because even just watching, because I was out there covering it, like I didn't have the biggest expectations for the fight, but just sitting there watching, I'm like, okay, this is a fight. And even Rolly versus Pitbull, that was the one I was most excited for. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Pitbull Cruz can kind of give you that, but since, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't speak English, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you're not going to get the social media stuff.
See, like, and not to be on a race thing, right?
Right.
But Mexicans support.
Bro, so this PBC fight coming up here in a few weeks, I'm going to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, with this Canelo card, like it's all, you know what I'm saying, and they for Cinco de Mayo, they can completely plot, it's going to be crazy out there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
If Pitbull fights Matisse, Puerto Rico versus Mexico, it's going to be crazy. And again, not everyone, like for instance, like the Latinos really love boxing.
Right.
So if you're from Mexico, they support, Puerto Rico's going to support.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you don't speak English, bro, social media is all throughout the world, bro. I was in the Dominican Republic, and these people some places barely have running water, but everybody has an iPhone and Instagram. It's
Good point. Right.
So, you know, that's the move, bro. Mm-hmm. And I think boxing, and think about it, more people are more familiar with guys at 140 pounds, 130, 35 pounds, because of what's going on in social media. Ryan Garcia is coming from there. Gervonta's coming from there. Devin Haney, Teofimo, they're starting to, if you watch, you see is interviews with those guys. Once you start seeing everybody kind of start doing that, boxing can get to another level, and maybe they can make more money because they can be independent. So
yeah, I agree.
I love boxing, man.
Yeah, it's fun. And like when you actually know and study it, you understand what you're watching. And it's the same thing about football. You know what I'm saying? Like the average person knows, this person trying to score a touchdown, stop them from scoring. But when you kind of know, okay, the coverage, this was cover 3. You know what I'm saying? You understand what Eli Manning, and Peyton Manning was reading pre-snap. It just changes the game. That's the same thing with boxing. So if you're just a casual, you tune into this podcast, like, all right, bro, then tell me, Norbes, who are some boxing I need to watch to get intrigued, that I should go search on YouTube to get excited about? Give me 3 boxes right now.
Xander Zayas. He's a Puerto Rican kid out of Puerto Rico. I think it's 154 pound division.
Okay.
Talented. If you're not familiar with Matias, action packed, knocks people out. Another Puerto Rican. Man, I'm trying to think. This is what's his name? Sir Moulton, the kid that Mayweather picked up.
Camille Moulton.
He's fire.
Yeah, man. I like the kid. 17 years old, man. He's
130 pound fighter, 135 pound fighter. I mean, there's a lot of good fighters coming up, bro.
Okay,
it really is. I like Shakur Stevenson too. So
okay,
but I would Boots Ennis.
Okay,
right? Boots is. Have you seen Boots yet?
Yeah, I've seen Boots. Yeah.
Problem, bro.
Right, yeah. Like I said, but it's hard for me to sell some of because a lot of my friends, like I'm the opposite. I'm boxing. All my friends, they UFC. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I can't get into UFC. I've tried it, like it's cool, but I just gravitate towards boxing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So I would try to talk boxing. Yeah, I'm not like, I'm Puerto Rican, so that's like a tradition for us, right?
Like, just with the great fighters like Miguel Cotto and Hector Camacho, Felix Trinidad, Rosario.
Right.
So like we have a history of it. It's kind of like, you're forced to when you're a kid, man. Like,
right.
It's like, your grandparents are like, you got to watch all the Puerto Rican fighters.
Right. You root for them no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
100%. So, UFC is cool. I can't get into it either. Like Gerald talks all the time. This weekend is UFC 300. Dude,
right.
I don't know what to tell you. I'd rather watch the women in UFC than the men.
Right.
I'm not even lying to you.
Right,
so,
right.
I don't know. I just like the pureness of it, man. Just to If you really watch it and you watch guys like Canelo Alvarez and they're going forward and making people miss it fun. I mean, it's an art form.
It's an art form.
You have iconic people like Muhammad Ali, George Foreman,
right?
Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, like. These are legit icons,
right?
Mike Tyson, bro.
Right.
When Mike Tyson, I was a kid when he was a champion. I was like real young.
Mm-hmm.
He was like Superman to me.
Right.
I loved him.
Yeah. Same. I mean, that's why. I mean, even as bad as it is, I'm thinking about hitting AT&T Stadium to see this damn Mike Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Mike Tyson. Like, bro, like I remember as a kid, my mom, she took me to Tyson versus McNeely. You know what I'm saying? A horrible fight. Yeah. But I got a T-shirt and I wore that. I wore that T-shirt under every football game I ever played. It was like ripped up in shreds. But like Mike Tyson was like a star in my eyes. So for me, it's like I just never got to like see him or meet him. Like I just got to meet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was a kid. I met Mike Tyson.
Oh,
I don't know who has the pictures, bro. But he was like dating some like he loves Spanish from right. So he had like a Puerto Rican girl right across the street from my grandmother's building. Now, where my grandmother lived, like bro, like it was the crack spot.
Okay.
Tyson didn't care. Like he would pull up. Tyson's like a real people's champ.
Yeah.
And I remember going to my grandmother's house and them saying like, "Yo, Mike Tyson's here." I'm like, Mike Tyson? Why the hell would Mike Tyson come here, bro? And like literally at this time, bro, like you would be stepping over like crack vials and stuff like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And a mess of people, a mob full of people went right in front of the building. Somebody found a megaphone. I don't know how the hell. A megaphone. And somebody found out Mike Tyson was coming like every other day. So at first he came in a fancy car. The next time he had some bullshit car. And I must have been like 7 years old, right? And he comes out. And he starts giving high fives to the people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out. And I'm sitting there. And he looked like a pit bull, bro, from the shoulders like that, like crazy. And people are just sitting there. And I'm standing there looking at him, and he puts his arm around me and my brother and just like squeezes and starts taking pictures with everybody. bro, I'm sitting there like, oh shit.
Right, yeah, bro. That's a let me gotta find on pictures, bro.
I don't know who has those pictures, bro. I wish but it was just man. Mike Tyson was bro. Like and I'm a little upset he's fighting right now because
I know.
I literally love. Listen, we're from Brooklyn. We love Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson gonna run for mayor and win.
Right.
In New York.
Right.
And you know, I get why Jake Paul wants to do it. I think he's getting like $30 million to fight him.
See,
but he's a 58-year-old man, and we literally love Mike.
Right.
Like,
and I can't see Mike go out bad or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it would just hurt my heart to see.
The crazy thing is, it's supposed to be an exhibition, right? So now they're trying to
headgear.
No, but they're trying to get it sanctioned as a real bout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and like the rules are, he has to take an EKG or EAG, whatever it is over anybody over 35, which is him. But I think Netflix is getting it wrong with this fight because they're trying to roll out live events and live sports.
Right.
That's why I think Amazon got it right. Like we want to see real boxing.
Right. And honestly, they could have probably matched up Jake Paul and just had Jake Paul be a headliner versus a real boxer. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to ruin that olive branch and that money tree. But it's like with Mike Tyson, bro. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it all plans out. But like I said, I'm intrigued. My dumb ass probably gonna go. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I guarantee. See, once again, where's that fight at? It's at Jerry's World, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a whole circus, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna call some of my connections, like, bro, let me.
Great stadium.
You know?
Great stadium. I think it's the best stadium I've been to be honest with you.
Man, it is nice. You know, so as much as I complain about the country club culture, it's nice, man. Like I go to other stadiums. And I was like, bro, these are bleachers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's my leather seats? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be at the Cowboys game. I can just pull out my phone and text, and they'll bring me my order to my seat. I ain't got to move. You know what I'm saying? I got my own private interest and elevators and the sushi bars and prime rib. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you got it like that there, bro. I'm trying to
yeah, bro. Yeah, hit me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Come to Dallas, but I got you, bro. But it's like, yeah.
My wife is trying to go. We want to go. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The last time I went there, it was Eli Manning. I won a bet against Gerald, actually. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
He bet me, I think we beat him the year before. So we had a bet. And he flew me out there and got my ticket for my birthday.
Okay.
And I went opening day, and that was the last time we won in Dallas.
Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. So so if they come to Dallas, depending on how the you know, say the schedule looks, and depending on how our season, because if we're getting dog walked, I ain't going out there. But yeah, bro, hit me. Man, it's.
You guys are gonna be good. You guys are gonna be good and then suck in the playoffs. That's what happens with the Cowboys.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But my guy Norbes, man, thanks for coming on, bro. For everyone who's seen you for the first time, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at StreetStar NORBE. I also got my own YouTube channel where I'll be putting out boxing stuff. I actually just flipped my channel, so I'm starting to build it up. And that's Norbes It All Network, NORBES. Network. So it's youtube.com/Norbes It All Network. But you know, I'm definitely interested in coming back. You know, I rock with you, Jay. I mean, even though, you know,
the real Jay Tuck, man, not the
you're still my guy, but we definitely got to build it. I'm honored, man. You want me to definitely help you out with the boxing stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Crazy with the boxing stuff, there's a lot of boxers, so I start catching up on certain things. Like I didn't even see this guy.
Yeah.
It's
a lot, man. Like I said, honestly, to be honest, I don't have time to watch them all because listen to what I'll say, bro.
There's a fight tomorrow.
It's a fight tomorrow, right? And Cowboys Nation was getting nervous when I was out there covering the fight because they saw all these boxers starting to come to my channel. They're like, man, you don't try to take Tuck away. So like, I was doing a live show and the Cowboys fans were trying to ask me draft questions, but everybody else they'll say like, man, you'll say like, don't take Tuck from us, man. So we're gonna try to do something,
but Texas, I mean, bro, like guys got like Errol Spence, a lot of great Mexican fighters.
Errol, let us down. You know, because when he came out at the fight, you know, saying for Tim Zoo and Fedora, it's just like, man, I don't know, dog. I don't know if I can trust you,
like,
no boy.
You know, I want that rematch. Everybody's like, nah, bro.
Yeah, leave that rematch alone, man. Because I actually trained here in Kansas City at Mayweather's Boxing Club, and my trainer was like, bro, Crawford's gonna beat the dog breaks out of Spence. Like, do not put no money. Don't put no money on him. And I was like, but it's Dallas. It's Dallas. And I did it, bro. But I did it. I had Crawford winning by decision. That's where I messed up at.
You know, you didn't mess up because I think most people had it that way. Nobody in my opinion, believed that was going to happen.
Right.
I've seen both of them fight. Errol, they look like, this is my opinion, I don't want to make an excuse for Errol Spence. He looked like something was wrong with him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He was getting pushed around, dropped with jabs. He just looked weak. And it was just kind of a little alarming to me. And, you know, in boxing, you don't play boxing, right?
Right.
It's something that you can lose your life in.
Right.
And he just didn't look right. Now, I don't know. Maybe that'll happen again if they have a rematch. But I don't even think they will rematch. But, you know, he's trying to go up to 154. He says he's better. I don't know, man. Like, boxing is something that you don't play with. I mean, look, Gerald, when we was on yesterday, what he said it pretty much he had to retire. His body wasn't, you know, allowing him to.
Right.
And, you know, maybe the stuff that Errol's doing or has done is finally caught up to him, and he just can't be no more. And boxing is one of those sports.
So, quick question: Who gets the fight? Is it from Fedor? Is it gonna be Spence, Crawford?
So, from my understanding, Bud Crawford exercised to be the mandatory for the Fundora fight, but apparently Fundora is being suspended because of him and Tim Tszyu because of the injury for 6 months. So I got to look into that again. I'm not 100% sure of how that's going to work, but I mean, he said he exercised it. You know, it's going to be politics at that point.
Right. Got you.
So I really don't know how it's going to play out. And you know, some of these guys that follow this stuff, I know this promoter, and I'm like, bro, I just like the fight.
right. They get it's also what I'm saying. Like, I know the high level, right? With there's people getting the inside scoops and everything.
No,
that's how
even some of the like intricacies of it, of how some of these guys become a number one contender. Like Edgar Berlanga became the number one contender for Canelo's WBA off of beating somebody that nobody knew. And he literally just came back from suspension from biting someone. And he was never in the top of anything. I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
Found the loophole, man. Man.
Boxing is like it's like the Prohibition era. In the sense that you can I don't know, man. It seems
right.
Like
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of felt that way. But honestly, like the Tim Tszyu versus Fundora fight, I just felt like, and it's the crazy part when we, like, I know we kind of dragging a little bit, so I'm sorry, bro. But it's like, when we interviewed Fundora, we was like, man, you know, you got the size advantage. Or he's like, oh no, I'm not going to use my size. I'm like, you're going to have to use that size advantage. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as that blood came after that elbow in Tim Tszyu, he started working that jab and staying on the perimeter. But Fundora, even if you look at our pre-fight interviews, he was like, man, it'll be an honor to fight Crawford. Like, that was the fight that he's wanted. Yeah. So I feel like if that's the fight that presents itself, he'll probably take it. So we shall see. I mean,
you know, it's the money.
Right.
You know? But I honestly believe that he should rematch Tim Tszyu, and I think Tim Tszyu will defeat him in the rematch.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that. I mean, because he was a heavy favorite.
Honestly, I want to see the rematch of that, and I'd rather see Bud Crawford fight Boots Ennis. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think he still can fight. I think that, to me, there's more money in that fight than fighting Fundora. So I don't understand why he would take Fundora and not fight Boots.
Right.
When he's trying to get the bag. But, you know, everybody's trying to get that Canelo bag. They want to get up to as close to 168 as possible to get that fight.
Yeah, where the money resides, man. My dog Norbes, man, thanks for coming on, bro. We're going to do it again. Like I said, you the boxing aficionado. You were the official consultant of the J Tuck podcast, man. So when I get some of these boxers on, I'm going to hit you up. We're going to do it again, man. But thanks for coming on, bro.
Especially if you get Rolly, man. Cause
I'm because when I interviewed Rolly came in hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was like, listen, Rolly, he came in grabbing headsets. You know what I'm saying? He broke one of my headsets. He was all over the place, talking about he's going to knock Pitbull out. And the funny thing, me and my co-host Darren, I was like, he had Rolly winning. I felt like Rolly was going to lose the Pitbull. And so he's like, you got me good. I was like, bro, I think he's going to lose. I think he's going to lose.
It's hard to tell them they're going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I like you, bro. I like your personality, bro. But Pitbull, he's a different animal, man. I was just like, I got you losing.
Even going into that fight, I told people, like, he has a puncher's chance, but if he goes 12 rounds, Rolly's not built to go 12 rounds. Like, he's just but he's awesome. He's great for the sport, to be honest. Great
for the sport, man. You know what I'm saying? He was great for my channel. I almost did over 100,000 views in like 4 hours, but then YouTube pulled it down, man. YouTube pulled it down because it said that it was against the violence. I got him getting knocked, you know what I'm saying, the last before he got knocked out, or, you know what I'm saying, they pulled it down, man. But salute to everyone who's watching, man. All my new boxing supporters, man. But yo, Norbes, appreciate you, my guy. Keep rocking, keep doing your thing, man. I see you doing big things, man. You know I got your back. Besides, when it comes to those punk ass Giants, we're gonna watch y'all, man. But it's gonna be all love, man. It's gonna be all love, man. And appreciate y'all for tuning in for J Tuck Podcast episode 2. Got more guests lined up, man. We got a lot of guests lined up, man. So y'all definitely want to hit that notification bell so you not miss out, man. Peace.
My guy.